Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis call in preparation for trading on June 16th, 2017. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. If you have questions about your individual investment needs, I recommend you talk to your investment advisor. Okay, so to start things off here. So first of all, let's take a look at our Forex factory. We had a big Fed announcement yesterday. So because it was in the afternoon session, not all the market participants had a chance to actually do anything after the fact. So now that we have had a full day, and the results out of that is that the Fed wasn't as dovish as everybody had expected. I think the market was a little bit too we were all a little bit overly dovish on the whole thing, but it wasn't like last time where the Fed was very negative on the economy. They were actually they were pretty neutral to hawkish, I would say, more than the market had expected. They weren't completely hawkish. They did say that there was another one. So one of the big things that the market was expecting. Are you guys still there? Okay, sorry. It's for some reason it said I was connected from somewhere else. Okay, so one of the big thing that market participants were concerned about was the data. The inflation numbers had come out not so positive, and some of the data that had come out recently wasn't as positive either. So what Fed essentially said was that the employment numbers were looking really good. As a result of that, that was bullish for the economy, and they were concerned about inflation, but they're still on track with the interest rate hike. So there will be another interest rate hike. So they were a little bit more clear about that. And another thing, they said that they're going to monitor the numbers, the data, and they will kind of make decisions based on that. And another thing they said that now they're starting to look at not just the interest rate hikes, but also they are going to reduce the asset purchase program. So they're going to cut back on the monetary policy. So overall, it was a little bit better than what the market had expected. That's why we did not see the big drop in US dollar. And as a result of that, US dollar went up. So that's where we stand right now. So Fed is a little bit more clear in terms of direction, which they had not done previously. So we are on, we're going to see one more interest rate hike later in the year, and probably won't be in September. They're likely to reduce their asset purchase program and then go into maybe December for the interest rate hike. But we'll see what happens there. So that's that. In terms of the Swiss franc here, there was no change in interest rate, and the rest of it, Bank of England, this was a surprise. So we saw British pound go up. So the difference here, this was a big difference. So we have seen a very, very positive inflation numbers out of UK, and we have seen good data out of UK. So market was expecting these things. These numbers are the votes in terms of interest rate hike. So what they are seeing now is that before, so if you take a look at this number, so the first number here, the first X is how many MPC members voted to increase interest rate. The second number is how many voted to decrease rates. And third is how many voted to hold the interest rates the same. So before we had one person who always votes to increase the rates, zero, nobody wants to decrease them, and there were 7 that was expected that they would say hold the rates. Now that has changed because the numbers have been coming out positive, and as a result, 3 members, MPC members out of 8, are saying we should look at interest rate hikes. So that's what's happening right now. So we have 3 members out of the 8 voting, which means we are very close, or we are closer to interest rate hikes from Bank of England than the market was expecting. As a result of that, British pound went up. So that was the big thing for the British pound. And in terms of our numbers here, the unemployment numbers came out positive. So overall, we are we're looking good for dollar here. Dollar has strengthened as a result. Next coming up is Bank of Japan press conference. So Bank of Japan has not been very bullish on Japanese yen. As a result, we saw Japanese yen was pushing up today. So any yen cross is not a good idea to trade today till after Bank of Japan press conference. And then going into Friday, we don't have a ton of data. We do have building permits, housing starts, and consumer sentiment numbers. We do have final CPI numbers here. So some data, but then we go into till after 10 o'clock, it will be pretty quiet. So that's what we are looking at. So let's go on to the charts here. Dollar, Euro US dollar, we were talking about this pin bar yesterday. As a result, we saw a big drop here. Now we have broken through this number that price had trouble breaking through, which is 111.65. We have closed below that. And our next target, so bearish, very bearish close for the day. Next target is 11100, which is this one right here. We could see Euro dollar push up into 111.65. So the move that we may see could be something like this. So push up into this previous support and resistance and then a drop. The target in this case is 11100. So direction, we are bearish and 11100 will be the target. So if we go into our 1 hour chart, as we can see here, pivot point is right there. So 111.65 or even 70 area into this level. So this is a previous support and resistance, as well as our pivot point is right here as well. So that's usually a good level for a pullback. So we're looking for a pullback into this area and then a further drop. So certainly looking bearish at the moment. Let's go into pound here. Pound, even though we were bullish, US dollar was positive, but this is the big jump we saw as a result. Where are we? We are right into here. So we saw this was the push up. Sorry, give me a second. So this morning we saw move to the upside, this one here, and price has come down since then. So let's go to a 5-minute chart. So this was a quick jump up. This was very inefficient move here, big jump. So we went from 26.94 to 27.93, 100 pip move to the upside here. And this was as a result of Bank of England, the MPC votes coming out. So since then we have pulled back, but we are here. So the daily close was very, very neutral. As you can see, small body, pins on both sides, very, very neutral close. So in this case, we are range bound here. So we've been range bound for this entire week. Now, in terms of our target, so 128.16 would be a potential selling level. And if the price drops here, 126.39, so about the bottom here will be a potential buying level. So this one we are neutral on, and we are looking for this 128.16 as a potential sell level, or even 128.00 we could see a short opportunity. But if the price goes into S2 here, which is 126.40 level, this previous level, as we can see, it has not been broken for the last 3 times. So if it does come down here, that could give us a potential selling opportunity. So very, very neutral, small move for the day. So I'm going to be looking at this 128.00 or 28.16 area for a potential shorting opportunity, looking for price to come back towards the bottom of the range here. But so I'm expecting it to move up first and then drop. So that was our pound. The Aussie here, we had a big pin, another big pin. So this is bearish now, our pin bar here. So in this case, we could see price could go into 76.10. So it could push up first before it drops. So I'm still holding this short trade here, looking for price to come back. Overall bias is bearish. We're looking at 75.30. This is the final target number to the downside here. And if you look at the 1 hour, as we can see, so this is the level I am thinking it could push back into, but pivot point here is a good level as well. So we could see just a pull into or push up into pivot point and then a drop, or another level I am looking at is this one here, 7,600 level. So it may not go all the way into 7,610. We may just see the price move into 7,610 and then it could drop. So that is a good level to keep an eye on as well. So this is a level I'm watching, and I'm looking for a further drop back into this area, 75.30 area. That's where I'm looking for price to go down to. So bearish on that. New Zealand dollar here, a bearish close for the day. So in terms of pullback, we could see a pullback into this 72.20 level right here. But the bias is bearish. And in terms of next target, I am looking at 71.69. So these pins here. So looking for a move to the downside, bias certainly bearish here. And this is where we are. So this is where I'm thinking price could push back into. So normally before it drops, we normally see the price go up, and then we could see this type of a move. And as you can see here, this is also our S1. So 71.69 will be the target to the downside in this one. So bearish bias on this as well. And dollar CAD, where is dollar CAD? Here we are. Canadian dollar has been strong, but we did see, as a result of the bullish pin bar that we saw yesterday. So we talked about this bullish pin bar. We did see price move back up, and we ran into resistance there. So now we have a very neutral close. The pin is as big as the body here, which means very, very neutral close for the day. So in this case, we could see price come back into 132.20 level, which is the bottom here. And that's the level we'll have to watch. If it breaks that level to the downside, then we are looking for a 131.60 level here, which is the bottom of this pin here, and this pin over here. So critical level will be 132.20. If it doesn't break it, then we would look for a potential long there. But I would be cautious with this one. We could see one of these moves. So the 132.20 level to watch. If it breaks though, let's say it gets through. If it gets through, then we wait for it to break through, pull back into that level, do a back test, and then we're looking for this move to the downside. So I would say probably best to watch that. And in terms of our Euro Aussie, that was a nice one. Yesterday we had talked about how price had broken through that level, this level. See this price point, we had broken through, and here 148.20, this level, we had a very nice close, very bearish close for the day. So we were looking for, yesterday we were looking for a drop, which we got. And now based on the close here, we are still bearish on this one. But now we may start coming into some support here. 146.30 would be the first target to the downside. And then further to that, we are looking at 145.20 level. So this will be the next target. The first target is 46.30, next target 145.20. But the bias, very nice close on the day. The price closed right into the bottom. So we're looking for another drop, 46.30 target, but we could run into trouble right into there. So 146.45 area. I would watch this area first, 146.45. Then the second target would be 145.30 area. So those are some of the numbers there. Looking at the yen crosses, let's take a look. Yen has been has not been very strong because we have Bank of Japan. Bank of Japan is known to be bearish on yen. As a result, we are seeing everything move up against the yen. So very bullish close, looking for a further move up into 111.76 area, this pin here. So looking for a bullish move, but we do have Bank of Japan, so that needs to be kept in mind. Which could change things based on what the central bank has to say. But at this moment, it looks bullish here. And there's our pound yen, very, very bullish. Here's our bullish close for the day. So in this case, we'd be looking for a further move to the upside. The target here would be 142.65-ish area, which is right over here, the top of this candle right here. So looks bullish. It's already started moving. So pound yen is bullish, but I would be cautious with trading it just because we do have Bank of Japan, and normally things can change anytime we have central bank announcements coming up. So with this one here, euro yen, again, bullish close for the day. And as a result, we are looking for a further move to the upside. 124.37 would be the target to the upside. So all the yen crosses at this point look bullish, which of course could change with Bank of Japan. But currently, going into it, we are bullish on all of these crosses. And that's actually, let's take a look at Swiss franc here. Euro Swiss, bearish close, and as a result we are bearish on this, and pullback level could be into 108.80 here, or even this level looks good. So 108.75 could be where the price pulls and then drops down. In this case, the final target would be 108.36 area at the bottom of these pins. If we look at our 1 hour, so this is where right into the pivot point, which is good confluence here. So we could see price move up and then drop down from there. So this is what we have. Price could move up and then we could see a drop. So 108.75 area would be a good target level for that. It could go into 108.80. So, but overall though, this looks bearish based on the daily close, which is bearish here. And same thing with pound Swiss franc here. Pound Swiss franc is bullish actually. So last few days it has been bullish. So this we would look for a further move to the upside because pound has been very bullish. And in this case, I think the target could be right into this pin. So 124.80 would be the target to the upside here. The close is certainly looking bullish. Pound has been bullish, so we could see this price move up. So 124.80 would be the target level there. Any questions or anything else that we need to look at? Okay, if not, we will call it a wrap.